Bubsy 4D releases 7 years after the anthropomorphic bobcat's last appearance in Bubsy Paws on Fire. Now, publisher Atari have made the wise decision to entrust the platforming mascot to Fabraz, the experienced hands behind this year's fantastic 3D platformer Demon Tides. Having released a great open world 3D platformer only a few months ago, I was pleasantly surprised to see Bubsy 4D released so soon. But after completing Bubsy 4D, it's clear that the two titles share many of the same visual and gameplay elements, which would have helped with development. If you enjoy the review, please like and subscribe to Play Save Repeat. Thanks. You play as the anthropomorphic bobcat Bubsy, a fourth wall breaking comedic mascot who's once again reluctant to take up the mantle of a hero. But when Bubsy's notorious enemies, the Woolies, steal all of the world's sheep, he refuses to do anything about it until the sheep topple their captors and return as robotically modified Baabots. Yet before Bubsy can act, the Baabots steal Bubsy's most prized possession, the Golden Fleece. No longer able to ignore what's happened, Bubsy hijacks the Baabot spaceship with his allies, his nephew and niece Terry and Terry, the mocking but supportive Oblivia, and the brains of the operation Virgil, leading to an intergalactic adventure where Bubsy explores worlds made of craft supplies to collect yarn, blueprints, medals and a Golden Fleece. Unlike Demon Tide's massive open world, 3D platform and adventure Bubsy 4D uses a linear level-based structure, like a focused and shorter Super Mario 3D world. On the game's galactic map, each world has 5 missions with 150 yarn balls to collect per level, to spend at the home-based spaceship's store, 1 blueprint to purchase new abilities, medals for beating completion times, and a Golden Fleece at the end of each level. While the 5th levels have the same collectibles, they culminate in boss battles that see Bubsy challenge 3 villainous Baabots with 3 lives and evolving attack patterns, like any good traditional Mario boss. Bubsy 4D starts with a tutorial mission in the spaceship hub. You enter Virgil's virtual reality simulation to learn the basics of gameplay. If you played Fabraz's previous game Demon Tides, Bubsy's platform will feel very familiar. You can jump, double jump into a flutter step hover, dive forward into a pounce that can either be an attack or a traversal necessity that claws Bubsy higher up a surface. You can also pounce and bounce off needle points, sprint, reset and zoom out the camera, bounce between walls to get higher, and climb specific surfaces. But Bubsy also has a version of Beebs' high-speed snake movement in the form of his hairball mode, where he inflates into a furry ball and can speed along open tunnels and through suction pipes, all while feeling the motion with solid haptic feedback and adaptive trigger implementation on PlayStation 5. Bubsy 4D also uses many similar environmental obstacles found in Demon Tides, and a few new ones. Adhesives that stop you dead in your tracks, turning and moving platforms, timed spike traps, traffic lights to freeze a way forward, a cat toy that activates a race style section, slippery surfaces, cannons to land on platforms, gravity bubbles, side scrolling and top down sections and more. Where Demon Tides was all about customising your moves, Bubsy focuses on a core moveset that only has a few abilities to unlock. Techniques to improve the game's approachability and enhance your speedrunning times after you've completed the story. You spend your collected yarn to unlock costumes like classic Bubsy and a variety of fancy suit jackets, but it's the blueprints you spend to unlock abilities. You unlock a crouch jump, twist jump, the ability to walk between the litter box checkpoints, being able to heal at benches, and much more. The level design feels like Demon Tides, crossed with a level-based Mario game. But what's here? The gameplay has that instant fun Nintendo effortlessly captures. I would have just liked a few more levels. If Bubsy 4D was double the length at this quality, it'd be another platforming classic from Fabraz. Although Fabraz continues its strong focus on speedruns and additional modes, the choice to use a more fixed moveset makes speedruns about the mastery of the gameplay, of knowing when to use a twitch movement, switch to the hairball mode, to be the first to locate a brand new shortcut, or learn from another player's ghost run. You can even turn off cinematics, snappily repeat challenges, and add a timer on screen for those who want to measure their progress in real time. Fabraz also includes a few extra modes, an option to play the game with traditional tank controls, 9 lives mode, where you must complete the whole game with 9 lives, and an approachable invincibility toggle for those who don't want to restart a level once you've taken your 3 or upgraded 4 hits in a level. But it's Fabraz's unique visual style that instantly grabbed me, a repeat of Demon Tide's cel-shaded, paper cutout art, with a simple colour scheme designed to direct the player's eyes to collectibles and other points of interest. Reusing the same artist to redesign Bubsy's cast is a smart move. It gives Fabraz a continued studio identity, and aside from a few blurry and flickering textures, it allows the 3D platformer to look good and run smoothly. However, Bubsy 4D does use incredibly similar HUD elements and typography, which I would have preferred something more distinct. But when the gameplay is so good and the character models are so charming, it's easy to overlook the little things. This attention to detail even continues in the humorous death animations that play when you've taken too many hits and failed to reach a checkpoint to replenish your health. Fortunately, Bubsy 4D also fixes one area I found lacking in Demon Tides, by including a good amount of voiced lines to add personality to Bubsy and his crew. Silent protagonists might work in some platformers, but when Bubsy is such a comedic character that frequently breaks the fourth wall to directly address the audience, it adds a bit of flair to an otherwise bare and minimal story. Bubsy even spouts witty lines when you pause the game, such as comments about playing the game with dirty fingers. The whole crew and the villains are perfectly cast to elicit that feeling of a Saturday morning cartoon. Even the sound effects feel like listening to a familiar animation, and the energetic score masters the balance of creating looping tracks that never become grating. Bubsy 4D caters to players, young and old, whether you want to breeze through the short 4 to 5 hour campaign, or complete each mode, collect everything, or attempt to place on the leaderboards. It's an approachable 3D platformer for everyone. If it had been a touch longer, it would have been another modern great. Although at $19.99, it's still a game I'd definitely recommend to fans of focused 3D platformers, with fun characters, well-designed levels, and free-flowing gameplay. 8 out of 10. If you enjoyed this review of Bubsy 4D, please like and subscribe to Play Save Repeat to help the channel grow. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.